So you're wondering how to make money online? Huh. Cool. I'm gonna give you guys a way to do that nobody talks about or is very much heard of out there on the internet. But first, I gotta show you guys something. I want you guys to tell me what this machine I'm sitting right next to is. Take your time. Give up? Well, this big white piece of metal is an ironer. This is an Ironrite steam-powered ironer that was introduced in the 1920s and was discontinued in 1961. Okay, Brody, pretty cool. But what does this have to do with making money online? Actually, the answer might surprise you. This big piece of metal, which actually still works by the way, was on an online auction. Nobody who bidded in the online auction knew what it was. They were just like you, thinking this was just another piece of junk. I bought it for $1 and sold it for $125. Just like I bought this old rusted up wood stove that I bought for $15 and sold for $400 from an online auction. Now I've got you interested. How can you yourself get into the business of buying things for nothing and selling them for huge chunks of money? I would like to say it's easy, but nothing in life is easy. I'm starting to sound like my dad. When you think of online auctions, you think of eBay. But there is actually a smaller, less saturated place on the web than eBay, an online auction website called HiBid. HiBid is sort of like eBay, but it has many different qualities as well. First, each auction in HiBid has many different lots containing many different items. These items can be anything from clothes, furniture, guns, coins, and even cars. What you're looking for in these auctions is something interesting. And that something can be an item that nobody is bidding on, but you just have a feeling about it. Or that item can be at a reasonable price already, which turns into a bidding war when the time starts running out. But just having a feeling that some item is worth more than it's selling for isn't enough. You must research about the item. Make sure it is a good deal and that it's worth something before you start spending your money on it. Research includes reading up on the item and comparing how much it is selling with other sellers on different platforms such as Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Now we've got to talk about location. Location. Now I'm starting to sound like my grandma. She's a realtor and an auctioneer. I will admit I am set up a little bit better because I have grandparents that have an online auction business that operates with HiBid. They live in Illinois, and whenever we buy something from their auction, they come down to see us and bring all the stuff we bought with them. The Ironrite came from their auction, and so did the wood stove. But even though we get free shipping, don't think they're just giving it to us. I still have to pay that 10% buyer's premium. Grandma, I know you're watching this, take a hint. But that's just one part location plays in online auctions. You also have to know what sells well in your area. You can't just buy a Bud Light sign for cheap and expect it to sell well in redneck areas. You have to know what people you're selling it to. With flipping items, if you live closer to a big city, that is more people and more opportunity to sell your stuff. I, however, live in rural Arkansas. Not that I don't love it, it's just most people around here are homesteaders. The long-bearded keep everything even if it's junk and has been sitting in your front yard for 30 years, but you still might need it when the world goes to crap type of homesteaders. No offense to any of them. I love their values, I love their morals, but just maybe like, you know what scissors are, take them and, I don't know, trim it a little bit. Just a suggestion. Anyway, I have sold wood stoves, fence chargers, fence stakes, and many other miscellaneous homesteady items. And furniture like this cabinet I bought for $20 and I'm selling for $50. I know that doesn't sound like much, but as long as you can double your money, the item is definitely worth it. I've also sold vintage collectibles like signs and old fire hydrants. Those have even made me money. My dad has bought, sold, and made money on tractor attachments that he's bought from online auctions. Almost anything can make you some money as long as you buy it at a low enough price and with the right demand. One thing I like to do is go to Facebook Marketplace, search the item that I'm researching about, go to the availability tab and tap the sold button. This gives you what the item sold for, giving you a general idea what you could sell yours for. So, You've scrolled through the auctions, you've bought the item, you have the item in your hands, and you feel like you've paid a great price for it. But what do you do from there? Well, you probably want to shine it up a little bit. Just simply cleaning an item can up its price. I did this with the stove. I sanded all the rust off of it and cleaned it until it was super shiny. If I didn't, I would have never gotten $400 for it. And then, pictures are a huge part of selling things. If you use Facebook Marketplace, which is the most logical place to sell your stuff because you won't have to ship anything, you want the buyer to feel like it's seeing it in person. Don't ever take less than 5 pictures of the item and make sure they're at different angles. This will make your item stand out from other people trying to sell. Now, if you're still unsure what exactly to buy, don't stress it. The right item will come. And if you really feel like you missed a great opportunity when not buying something, don't worry. The right item will come. But it never will unless you scroll through the auctions, go into bidding wars, research about the item, buy the item, take it to your house, clean it up, take pictures of it, and actually get some nerd to buy it. And then set up a time and place to meet the buyer if you're not gonna ship it. And go to the parking lot that you guys agreed on, but the buyer forgot to come, so you sit there waiting for a few hours, but they never show up, and then you finally get mad enough to text them saying, "Where are you? I've been waiting here for a few hours." But then they text back saying, "Whoops, I forgot it was today. Can we do it next week?" Yeah. That actually happens. It may be a lot of work, but it's actually a really good online money-making side hustle that nobody talks about. Now, if you love farming or just like videos with a very, very handsome, charismatic, and funny teenager, I think you know who I'm talking about, then check out some of my other videos. And thank you guys for watching. That's a farm. Man, I look like I'm going bald. Got a toupee on.